Aaron, and we are looking at something different and unique, and number 60. So for those that don't know, I started collecting the Items format about a year ago, and I said, okay, I want, because eventually we are going to head to Morocco. And in Morocco, it is largely kind of French or Arabic speaking. So for somebody like me that does not yet speak the language, I'm trying to learn French. I'm going to try and learn it. It's I wanted to have a lot of reading material available to me, and I've actually got a book in from that I have to review that I'll be doing here this week. But today we are unboxing number 60, and I wanted this to be something big. I wanted this to be something important, something that kind of meant something to me and meant something to my channel. Hey there, JJ, welcome, Matt. Hey there, Dustin. Hey guys, I'm losing my voice already. I just started. So there was a book that when I read it, specifically actually when I read issue 5, and if you're a big comic fan, this may give it away to you. I it hit me. It hit me harder than a lot of things that hit me for a long time. And it kind of reestablished or made me rethink comics in much the way, hey there, Dungeon, welcome, man. In much the way that Sandman did, or in much the way when I watched certain like films. When I watched Black Christmas, for instance, the movie, it kind of hit me as, okay, I get movies not just as something fun to watch, but now I get movies as something that I want to study, something that I want to know more about. Which, roundabouts is how this all came about in the first place. Now, this was one of the stories, the comics that got me into that and got me to want to study and learn more about comics. For those that haven't been watching the channel for a long time or don't know, the one thing that you probably should know is that there was a time I was going to open up a comic shop during the whole craze in the 90s. And one of the stories that stuck with me was issue 5 of this here, which was supposedly only be a 4-issue miniseries, but it carried on afterwards, long afterwards actually. And the latest version with Jeff Lemire is actually really good. Jeff Lemire is a fantastic writer. But that is, of course, Animal Man by Grant Morrison. So this was, if you've watched the documentary 2000 AD, which I strongly recommend that you do, there was a comic over in the UK called 2000 AD. That's where Judge Dredd comes from. That's where a lot of characters come from. But specifically, Judge Dredd was kind of their big flagship character. Now, Karen Berger from DC Comics went over to basically like scout the area and try to get people to come over to DC Comics. The people that she got at the time were people like you're gonna kind of know: Alan Moore, Neil Gaiman, Grant Morrison. Basically, she wanted to bring the cream of the crop over from the UK to right here, and she did. So let's open this up because I'm extremely excited on this. Finally, I did have like before. Hey there, Dave. Welcome, man. Before it actually, hey there, River. Before everything, like back in the day, I had the first 10 or 15 issues in floppy format. Much better than Animal. See, the 5th issue is the one that changes everything, and because it's Grant Morrison. Anybody that knows who, hey there, George, man, welcome. Who knows who Grant Morrison is, and George probably does actually. George, he's over from your area, right? He does like really deep dives. He did like a 10-year run on Batman, which is considered like amazing. He's the one that created the character Damian Wayne, but Animal Man was one of his magnum opuses, along with the side of Doom Patrol, which we would do next, actually. And of course, there's always the Invisibles. I tend to forget about them. But it is about this character named Buddy Baker, and basically he seems like a second tier superhero at first. But his powers are that he can take on the abilities of the animals that are next to him, that are around him. So basically, if there's a bird, around, he can fly. If there is an ant, hey there, Mark, welcome, man. Oh, I'm not. Well, your whatever. I'm not quite sure what it was, but whatever it was, I can honestly tell you, I did not take any offense. So always always welcome on the channel, man. And just to kind of like to know how kind of intense it gets, like here's the the quote from there: "Who makes us suffer this way? Who writes the world?" That's a very big like story point in this. See, in issue 5 of Animal Man, what happens? I'm going to try and kind of loosen the spine a bit while we do this, kind of fix it a bit. Is that in issue 5 we get a character, kind of a Wile E. Coyote type of character that comes down into the real world, out of the comic world. And the thing is, just like Wile E. Coyote in the comics, in the cartoons, uh, he can get killed over and over again, and come back and brush himself off. The only thing that's really different is that being in the real world, it really hurts. It hurts a lot. So it's not one of those funny, kind of, hey there, Dungeon Man, welcome. They are. I mean, like honestly, like, and DC is one of those that for a while had a bad rap, and they've turned it totally around. And this one is amazingly done. I'll show you guys some of it in a second here. I just want to make sure that we loosen the spine a bit. Always when you got a big book like this, what you want to really do, what you want to open it up and you want to just like take the spine and kind of like you want to just like slowly open it page by page, kind of letting it drop, a few pages at a time till you get to the middle, because that way it there's less on the kind of on the spine, because you don't want it to tear in the on the side of the book, or you don't want the binding to come loose. It's one of the fascinating things about taking up new hobbies, as coming from like a guy that used to collect comics and like graphic novels, to go into the omnibus format, is the stuff that you learn along the way. So I'm finding that I'm learning a lot more about like about book repair and binding, and it's utterly fascinating. But as I was saying before, yeah. So the character, unfortunately, is trying to send a message to Buddy. He has a map that he has done. Unfortunately, he is a comic book character, so his version and his ability to draw a map is very, very different than what we would have here. So what happens basically is Buddy cannot understand the map, and it sets it down a journey that is intriguing. Uh, Buddy Baker's powers, Animal Man's powers, will change throughout the series, uh, to the point where basically he can't just take on the animals that are around him. He can actually g- take take powers from like dinosaur bones and stuff like that, because they were once animals too. Buddy Baker is, of course, he's an animal rights activist, much like Grant Morrison is, and much like Grant Morrison is too. He's vegan, so there's that there. But it's just one of these fascinating stories that you don't expect, and it does things that you would never expect to see in a comic. It gets quirky and weird. It gets that sort of like that UK sensibility, if you know what I mean, when it comes to comics. Is sometimes uh, if you read like some of the certain, like not all comics, reading certain earlier comics where it's kind of, one-dimensional and flat. And then you read some stuff from across the pond, and it feels like they're playing like 3D chess and we're playing checkers. Unless, of course, you're like a Stanley or something like that. Then you're definitely playing 3D chess. But this is gorgeous. All the covers are here, by the way. Every cover for Animal Man pretty much is done by Brian Boland, who is an incredible artist. Trust me, you'll know him. And you've probably seen him before, or at least some of his work. So we are almost done this, so I can actually show you the book. But let's look and see the inside of this slip, because often DC disappoints me by having like just a black slip cut on the inside with imprinted words. I think they think it makes it look fancier. It really doesn't. But for once, we have got a cover. Oh, nice. And this is intriguing and is a very big in the book. But to show you the issue that kind of changed everything, that kind of changed everything for a lot of people, is it's right here, is issue number 5. And kind of making fun of like the Acme Corporation. We see like an Ajax truck, and we see for the issue of the Coyote Gospel. We see him here. We see the and he is both beautifully and horrifically drawn. We get to see like kind of more of his comic book status in here as well. We get to see his cartoony look that he had before, the the cartoon type world that he was in. But he felt that he basically had to leave. So his character's name is Crafty, by the way, Crafty Coyote. And I won't give away the end of the issue, but it'll change the way that you see some comic books. I'm not even gonna lie. It's truly that revolutionary of a concept. This was something that's been done since then and was even done before, but not done to this degree. And sometimes a comic can be fun and exciting and sometimes it's going to break your heart. And Animal Man is one of those comics that could often be known to break your heart. Issue 5 would definitely be along that line. The covers by Brian Boland are fantastic. We do have a page count, and that may not seem like a big thing, having like numbers at the bottom of the pages, but so many times I've seen omnibuses, early ones, where they would have like a listing of the contents with the page numbers and no page numbers. So if you're like came around the New 52 era, then you probably are more aware of kind of like Jeff Lemire's Animal Man. And again, it's a very much like it's not a kid's story. This one here, God, yeah, but the guy that's killing the dolphins, and Animal Man kind of flips out, and I'll tell you this one's it's not gonna hurt anything. So he loses it. Hey there, George. I have not seen episode 2 yet. My better half wants to watch it, so we're gonna watch it together later on tonight. So there's this guy, and he's killing dolphins, which is a pretty horrific freaking thing in the first place. But Buddy loses it. He sees him killing the dolphins. He sees him spearing them, and he does like the most, the unsuperhero thing, I guess you can say, in that he throws him into the ocean. He throws the bastard into the ocean to like to stay there. He leaves him to die. And the guy and this guy is saved by the dolphins. So it's one of those stories that's like a simple story, but it hits hard when you like better than like I'm saying it when you read it. If you collect like comics or omnibuses at all, this should be in your collection. This should be on your shelf. You should be seeing this here on your sh- on your shelf. It is that good, and it even does the like the Secret Origins like issue with Animal Man, kind of going back to his kind of his to the origin of the character. Because the first four issues of this are pretty comics. Like it's well written, but it is what it is. It's Grant Morrison coming in for the first time doing something in North America. He this is his first writing in North America. And you got like characters like Bawana Beast, and it's good, and the building blocks are there, but it's more standard. So you get issue 5 on, and it becomes a whole new thing. So it becomes like they say DC Black Label, but what it was back then. Oh, nice. I will keep an eye out for him, George. I'll watch your Instagram. Is that if you watch my DC movie universe reinvention video, which I hope you did, and if you did, kudos to you. You guys are awesome. One of the things that I wanted to do was make a more adult like section of the DC universe where they could put films that wouldn't be like a superhero film, it wouldn't just be a regular type of film, and do like a DC Vertigo movie imprint. So if you haven't checked that out, that's one of the things that I mentioned on there. So check it out. Sorry, my voice is going a bit here now, but this would be perfect for that because he supersedes what you would see from a regular comic. And I have some other unboxings to do today. I got a book that was delivered today that I have to review. So I'm actually very excited about that. The last book I reviewed in Anime Comics, please tell me you watched the video, was... I haven't seen the new announcement yet. I've been basically, like, if you've been looking at my channel, George, you can see that all the stuff that's been going on. We sat down to watch, like, AEW wrestling last night, and that was pretty much the entirety of me not working on this channel, to the point where I went to bed last night, and I was extremely tired. And then I saw there was Terrifier 2 that had a trailer up, so I said, okay, I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. I'm going to do a trailer reaction video, and wasn't quite sure if it was going to go okay. I was a little bit awkward about it, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I kept it like short. So within yesterday, I did a 38-minute video, 39 really, on the DC movie universe, and my thoughts on how I think it should be restructured. I'm very proud of that video, by the way. I had to edit it, had to do the research, come in and just kind of decide exactly what I was going to do. I had to not so much script, but I had to blueprint it. So that took a long time. My Anatomy of Comics video took. Well, obviously, I had to read the book, and I read some sections of the book more than once to do the review for that. So that took up a tremendous chunk of time. So aside from being shocked by the CM Punk John Moxley match, which in retrospect was kind of freaking genius, if they're going where I think they're going, I haven't had a lot of time to do anything. So I'm eventually going to be able to watch some stuff and check some stuff out and I'll check out. I want to do a live video soon. I'm gonna do a live Patreon video. I'm gonna do a live video on my channel. So when I do, we'll look at all the new announcements and all that stuff. 80 Films announcements. I think there's Arrow announcements coming up, but on tomorrow, I think probably Friday. So maybe I'll do it then. Maybe I'd do a video then, because then we can go over all the announcements. But for those who wonder why, why the super chat or the Patreon and all that exists, here's why. Because anybody that's doing this that's on this side of the camera, no, we work our asses off with this, and No, that's the thing we do. Oh, Master Chaos has recently, in case you watch Master Chaos TV, I want to put this out there. Master Chaos has started a new channel because an issue with Master Chaos's original channel, you could not get monetized at all. So he started up a new channel. So make sure if you're watching Master Chaos TV, you check out that his new channel, because he's gone over to a new channel. And I know how hard it can be, like once you have a channel and you're trying to switch over. It takes a long time to accumulate the viewership that you get. So I've often thought about, like, do I want to do Call to Cinema, Call to Comics as two separate channels? And I thought about doing that, but I do not have the bravery to start a new channel. I actually really don't, uh, because that means like reestablishing and getting viewers over to that other channel. And I'll be honest with you, my viewership kind of like it hits like, and then it goes down two or three, then it goes up, and then it goes down two or three. So the viewership on my channel is weird. My viewers are awesome, but the way the viewership numbers go is kind of strange. Sometimes it seems like there's more viewers than there are, and anyway, that's the behind the scenes stuff. You guys don't care about that, but I'll always tell you a bit of that, because at the end of the day, there may be one or two of you guys out there that don't have a channel, that are thinking about doing a channel, and there are going to be times you're going to be, oh, what did he say again about about that? Like, what was that hit that they said? Hopefully, that you can take some stuff from that, from my behind the scenes struggles. Hopefully, you can take some stuff from the way that's going. This is number 60. I love this cover. Grant Morrison's introduction to North American comics. Our introduction to Grant Morrison for many of us. But and I think that like the description is pretty good, but I still think his description kind of underrates what this actually is. Thank you, George. I really appreciate it. But I always think, like, if somebody's doing something out there, Master Chaos or Michael Keane or Disconnected or Brian Sauer, who does Just a Disc, and are many of the guys that VHS podcasts or Cobwebs, and if anytime or Serial at Midnight, fantastic guy there, Heath. Anytime I find out anything, or if there's any changes or anything coming up, I do want to be able to support the whole community. One of the things on my channel is like, it's not like the YouTube is a good place in that in a lot of cases when you build like a decent community, it's kind of a building blocks. You build upon one another as opposed to like going against and taking apart. So that's one of the things that I want to be able to do with my channel. So anytime that there's like updates and that, there is a God, I haven't got a chance to watch it all of it yet, or I would have done it. Hey, Cinematic Collector, welcome, man. There's a really cool, and I watched the first couple of parts of it, and I got to see the rest of it. Twin Peaks fan film. That is, I loved what I've seen. So I'm going to watch all of it, like probably a couple times, and then do a review of that as well, because I know I've been meaning to do it for a while. Like the creator of it reached out to me. He's a very nice guy, so I'm definitely want to get that done. So that's coming up in the future. Just to let you guys know what's coming up. We're doing a live video probably tomorrow on the channel. I got a live Patreon video coming up early next week, I think. I have on September the 2nd, go over to Master Chaos's new channel to do the full moon kind of like a video series that he's doing over there. Hopefully I get invited on more podcaster channels. I like to do crossovers and stuff. So you see, and I'm still doing more of the What Scares You. For those that didn't see the last two What Scares You, they were obviously my dad and my mom. So that's locked on the Crimson Cult Patreon wall. But it was very interesting to see what films like my mom and dad picked. But my mom's really kind of cool in the fact that she knew the scene that freaked her out, but she couldn't remember the name of the movie. And at first I thought it was like a different film, but eventually, like we figured out what the film was that was really scary to her, and kind of like in a freaky coincidence, I sent some movies to my kids over a year ago up in up where they live, and a couple of the movies had fallen out of the bag movies that was sent. One of them was Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning, you know, Ultimate Edition, and the other one was the film that she was talking about. That was freaky. That was kind of cool. I'll be trying to eventually. I'll be doing some techie videos too. One of my more popular videos recently was the MacBook Air M2 video. I want to do a update video basically now that I've been able to use it for over a month, and I've been traveling with it, so I can give you a good estimate, and I've been putting it to the to the test of what I'm going to use it for. So it'll be interesting to see how what my thoughts are after a month of use. Anyway, my name is Aaron. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is number 60 in my omnibus collection. I am super proud to have Animal Man here. There is a really cool comic book site here in Canada called Captain Can Comics, which we're going to talk about in another video because I got some stuff from them, and just incredible people that I want to give a shout out to now, and I will shout out again in an unboxing video because we got more to unbox, because we don't only have omnibuses in this house, we have absolutes as well, and you'll get to see more of that. It's been stressful. I just got home, and honestly, I barely had to have time to breathe because this is what I like to do. Hey, DJ man, thank you. You're awesome. Sending me a book that's going to probably, I'm not sure my better half's going to feel about it, but I'm very excited about it. But it's gonna be right there alongside the Jess Franklin's in my library. I can tell you that right now. Anyway, yeah, this is a longer video than I expected it to be. I expected this to be like a 5-minute video, but you guys are awesome. You guys suck me in and just keep me here and keep me rambling on, because I just love talking to you guys. I love coming on camera and doing this. You make this easy and you make this amazing. So thank you so much. By the way, if you're not checking out DJ Anubis's Metal Tavern podcast, please do so, because it rocks. It's awesome. It is the definition of something that rocks, because the music is not always my type of music. DJ, you're younger than me, but it is some incredible, like some music that comes through there, and so I've discovered some from the podcast. So make sure you check that out. I'll see you guys soon, right here in the Cult Comics, and more fun to come. See you tomorrow.